Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to. I hope you're looking forward to a little bit of love, justice, and innuendo today. We're going to be having a look at two games I had in the bat chat, one after the other on NA the other day. You can tell it's NA because there's about 250 ping screwing with my heart and affection. And I'm going to talk through the tactics, some of the choices that I make, some of the mistakes I make, and some of the things I do that are probably a little bit different than I normally would do. I'm testing out a new loadout. You can see there, I've got Camo Net running on the bat chat and I've got Vents running on the bat chat. Now, the thought process behind this was less about, that's the best way to do it. I just wanted to change it up and see if I could feel a difference in the gameplay. And I certainly could, and we'll get to that. Normally, I would run calibrated shells and optics. Now, the idea behind it is that light tanks have the worst pen numbers. They should have the worst pen numbers because they get great pen. It would just be OP. Like, you'd be able to get free shots and they'd go in all the time because you get that camo on the move camo. I go for that was a heroic shot if it goes in super optimistic. I was going to thread the needle between the brick wall and the building and slot it into the angled upper plate of an ice. Like, that was never happening. So, bit of a waste of a round there, but it was never going to happen with APCR, so we had a crack with it with heat. And I found in these two games that there was just no real benefit to running the extra camo. I'll run you through it. It might help, but running Vents as well, it means that you get the most possible camo you can, and that's great, but I just didn't really miss the camouflage. I certainly missed the extra view range, and I definitely missed the extra penetration from calibrated shells as opposed to Vents. So in future, I will just let you know the results of my driving were calibrated shells are better than Vents, and optics are better than Camo Net. There you go. So we got that out of the way nice and early. Now I make a move here to help Nat in our Object 263. Now, unfortunately for Nat, I'm probably about 10 seconds too late on this move, and this is my fault. The 263 is saying negative and he needs help. Now, he's pushed up here. I'm not saying that he's made a great move and I've made a bad move, but I was letting the game unfold because they had two 183s and the second 183 wasn't spotted. And I didn't want to be pushing through town because, heaven forbid, if we got an aggressive 183 who was actually pushing through, he would find me with my pants down in company with an IS-7 and I'd get wrecked, or there was a good chance I'd get wrecked. Now, one of the things I love about light tanks is that you get to make more decisions for yourself. One of the decisions I make there is that I'm not going to brawl an IS-7 for no good reason. I am going to reset my camo and get the hell out of town. The Bat Chat is a fantastic tank in that the razor's edge is enormous. The risk versus the reward is ridiculous. The Camo Net does help there. You can see I go all the way around there without getting spotted. That's absolutely gorgeous. Love that. That's light tank camo to a T, but it's not really going to help me if I'm not stationary all that often. I mean, look, it does help, but it doesn't really do everything. You'd like to get a little bit more out of your camo net than just occasionally being useful. And at 50 meters, I fire and I'm unspotted. So that's pretty cool. And we get, where's Bushka, says the T-57 Heavy. Dude, leave me alone. Don't tell the rest of them. And it's down to 3 on 4, so it does actually get kind of tight there, but then we get a kill, and it's... We set this up pretty well. Now, the Bat Chat is brilliant for this because it's so fast, it's so mobile, it's so light. We move around the battlefield, we pick and choose our spots, and penetration isn't a real worry when you're behind another team. Penetration becomes a worry in the next game, and you're going to see why. This game, we just played this by the numbers, and things were pretty smooth, and this is a good example of how you can play sensibly in a Bat Chat, work your way around the battlefield. If your team doesn't completely crumble, you'll come up winner and get a lot of love going on, and we take a shot there, but that's cool. We thread the needle, we're back around, try and track him, just succeed in not penning. Then we don't pen this one either. Go to Heat Bushka, you clown, and then we're face hugging, making it tough for him to shoot, doing the whole reversing, drive around, look, I'm not there anymore. I'm going to go back around the other side. Look at the mobility on it. I mean, this is a gorgeous vehicle. It's really, really good. And then I'm like trying to talk to that dude. And I love driving it for that reason. The mobility, the firepower and the clip is great. When you actually land them, when you get to line them up like I do here, there's one. When we get the fire, there's two. Through the drive wheel, then we switch to heat, and there's three. And that's the end of him. And that's great when you get to clip out. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. The light tank goodness. Rowan Dynasty is absolutely spot on. Love a bit of light tank goodness. So just a general kind of Bat Chat going there. 3,500 damage. Nothing spectacular. But this game. This is Yamato Harbour. Now, this is really tough as a Bat Chat driver. It's a great map. I think this is a really good map, especially if you tend towards the aggressive, because people on this map do often play from fixed positions at the back of the map. And the team that successfully engages as an aggressive human can be very, very successful. Now, what I want to do here is set up in this little tree, and when the guy spots someone, I'm going to roll forward like that, or roll backwards rather, get a shot in, and Bob's your mother's brother. But the team pushes quite nicely up there, and I'm like, well, there's no point waiting there for a shot that's not going to come. Then I spot the grill, and I'm like, oh, happy days, take an easy shot there, back it off. There's obviously going to be people up here on the left, and I'm not spotted again, so I'm back into my little hidey hole here. I've knocked down a tree so I can accentuate my camo. There's a mouse. Yeah, no worries, straight through the side, got the heat. Am I spotted? I am spotted, so rather than sit there all day waiting for another shot, I get the hell off and reset my camo down here, turn back around, and I'm doing it all over again. Now, this is Light Tank 101. Using mobility, using camouflage, getting flank shots, everything's happy days. The problem here is we don't have any heavies left. We only had one heavy, and that was an AMX 50B, and he is not exactly what you'd call a frontliner. That's a tank that doesn't do a whole lot of front lining. And look at that mouse, he's pink, he's ugly, he's nasty. We don't want to give away our camo for a shot that hasn't really got a lot of chance of going in. So we start pushing towards the back to help out this grill. And I realise right about now, Funk Soul Brother, that if I push in and I go over the top with that grill, I'm going to die. There is a 183 back there. There is a Centurion 7-1 back there. There is a mouse back there. They also have a Bat Chat back there. And as much as I would have liked to help out Duke 286, I can't tank those shots. I quite simply can't tank those shots. So I move to the back of the queue, get behind a little bit of cover just in case that scent is going to spot me, try and get 2 shots in, excellent, and then realise that's all that's on offer there. There is too much risk. I go for a full reload, and Light Tank 101, we're resetting our camo again. We're a tank down, but the scent's looking kind of damaged. The PTA is definitely looking sick and sore, and all I'm really worried about pushing in here with is that bloody 183. Where is the 183? And I'm scanning the map and thinking, okay, I'll poke, get a shot, pull back, and I go for another shot into that scent, but he's moved around. There's the 183, and he's low. I'm like, happy days, drop the turbo. I want to get through here and clear this 183. The last thing I want to do is be in a situation where I've got multiple tanks, like I need a Kolobanov to win, and the 183 can one-shot me. Like, I don't want to be in that spot. So we take our time, get a shot, aim up on the E100, get another shot in, go for a full reload. There's that scent again, and I'm going to hightail it out of there. I'd love to go and help my buddy, but again, the Bat Chat is just not a close quarters expert. Not when you've got multiple vehicles. And so now I want to get down low here and get shots into the mouse. And here's where the trouble really starts. Remember how I talked about calibrated shells? Currently I'm running the high camo spec, which is not the way forward. What I'd like is some calibrated shells, because there is now 3 tanks versus 1. One of them is an E100, which will be tough enough with APCR. Stop running in fights, says a Leopard PTA. Seriously? Are you freaking kidding me, loser? I mean, go get wrecked, you idiot. I'm in a Bat Chat. I find it offensive in the extreme. When you're driving like a Bat Chat or a grill and people go, whoa, stop running. Like, what are you meant to do? Stand in front of a 150mm gun and get hit for 1,000? Now, that's a mistake by the 7-1, because right now, I can clear him. I can clear him with a full clip, and we do. We're happy to trade that. And then we're out from underneath the E100 and the mouse again, and we're rolling forward. We've got 3 kills. The PTA is an idiot, and the world is still a place where we could possibly win this. But those calibrated shells right now, the extra 10% pen to heat, I could use it, man. I could really use that extra 10% to heat. And you're going to see a few clutch shots here on this mouse, which are really tough. Now, admittedly, the camo's helping. I'm able to get this shot. I'm completely zoomed in. Yeah, just, no good. And I'm spotted. So I'm back over here, pushing, trying to get back around to the flank of the mouse. I'm going to go all the way to the back of the map. I'm going to take care not to knock anything over because I don't want him to know that I'm coming. And then I'm going to try and get some side shots on that mouse. That's really what I'm after. Using the camo of the Batchat to negotiate my way around. There he is. Let's get that shot. Oh, really? Really? How would you like some calibrated shells, Bushka? Would love some calibrated shells. Thanks very much, Mr. Mouse. Can we get another shot in? No, you can't, because you don't have the pen, baby. I know the E100's in there. I know the mouse is out here. I've got no choice. I'm waiting for him to push around, make a decision, and then I've got to brawl him. And I've got to brawl him with the E100 having overlook. So I'm going to eat one from the mouse. Cool. But as long as I don't eat one from the E100, that's just fine and dandy by me. Waiting. Got to get this shot in. Then I've got to make sure he doesn't hit me because that will hurt. And then I've got to brawl this mouse. And I don't have a lot of choice. Hit the adrenaline. Hit the engine boost. Go around. I can't let him tear too much into me. Backwards and forwards. If he HEs me, I could be in strife. Backwards and forwards. Just making sure that it's hard for him to hit me. Staying as close to that side as I possibly can. And heavens above, we get a max roll with APCR. Like, wow. That was about time. I've only got 30 seconds left. I've got to push in on this E100. He misses that shot. Thank God. And now I want to get this. I want to get the win. Heat. Bounce. Like, I mean, really? There's just no way around it. 16 seconds left. It's all over. It's all over, but I'm not going to give in. I'm still here. Still reloading. Still going backwards and forwards. Still trying to do my best. And there you go. Light tank love. If I could have my way, have that game again, I'd load some calibrated shells. I reckon with those calibrated shells, might have got to enough damage on that mouse to actually clear him before having to go through another reload and then get on down to the E100. So 4,700 damage, 1,323 XP in a draw, which is pretty good. I'm not going to get up the Leopard PTA too much. Everyone gets upset. I've been upset plenty of times in Blitz. We all say things like, have a crack, you're at the back, how dare you be at the back? But we drove pretty much all over the map there. As you can see from the next screen, we did spend a lot of time with the wheels burning on the road for a map that was pretty heavy dominated. You don't get a lot of choice in those kind of situations. If you've got heavies and you're in a light tank and you don't have any armor, you've got to make the most of it. 3.67 kilometers traveled and 7 minutes worth of battle duration. 23 shots fired, 22 direct hits, only 17 penetrations. That was tough. Absolutely tough. 6 enemies damaged, 4 destroyed, and 4 hits received, which was just enough to make me nearly die. Until next time, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed that little tactical look. And love you all. Look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.